Hello everyone and welcome. Root Beer here, and I'm going to be looking at another University of Waterloo math contest. This time it's going to be the Euclid contest from 2016. Now the Euclid paper is what's called the scholarship level paper. It's one of the main things that they look at when they're trying to award some scholarships at Waterloo if you're applying there for university. Although I know other universities take a look to see what your Euclid score is too. It's a very respected paper. It's going to be a grade 12 level. Those are the people who apply for scholarships. And it's going to have a mix of final answer only and written solution required questions. There are 10 questions in total. If you'd like a copy of the contest, you can click the very first link in the description below. And this is what it looks like here. This is the 2016 paper. If you would like to, really practice it and see how well you're doing mathematically, what I would suggest is you print out a copy and set a timer for 2.5 hours and actually use the full 2.5 hours, even if, for 10 minutes there you're just sitting in silence because you can't think of anything. Give yourself the 2.5 hours and try as much as you can. Don't be stopping what you're doing after each question and then checking online for answers or watching my videos to see how well you did or what you could have done better. See how you could do with the full 2.5 hour time limit. Don't let anyone disturb you. You can grab a calculator, but no weird computer calculators or anything like that. No phones to Google the answers or anything like that. Really try it out and then see how far you can get, and then come back, read some online solutions. The University of Waterloo publishes their own, or you can watch my videos where I sort of talk my way through the answers. It's not as direct as theirs, but I feel like I explain why I'm getting the solutions that I'm getting, and you might learn a trick or two, push you just a little bit further the next time you write a Euclid. Okay? So as I say, calculators are absolutely allowed. There's only 10 questions. I will let you, if you would like to, read the rest of the instructions and the setup, but we're just going to dive right into question number 1 in this video, and then question 2 in the next one, and so on. So it's very easy to find the solutions that you would like to watch. So question number 1 here. We can see the light bulbs here represent short answer only questions where you just need to put your final answer. And then we also have one pen to paper symbolized question where we will have to give the full solution and say, by this theorem we know that, or because the sum of the angles is, and then we show all our calculations and everything. We'll get to that, but right now it's A. What is the average of the integers 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55? So somebody might notice that, these are going up by tens. This is what's known as an arithmetic sequence. And there's something really easy to calculate the average of an arithmetic sequence. If you've got an even number of numbers, it's the middle. It's halfway between the middle two numbers. If it was just an odd number of numbers, it would be the middle number. It's kind of quick, so you might be able to say, what's halfway between 25 and 35? And you might say, my answer is 30. Right? Now, you don't have to be that good. I mean, certainly I wasn't when I started writing Euclid contests. So, you pick up tricks as you go along. If you need to, of course, calculate the average the standard way. Add up all the numbers. 35, 45, we go up to 55. And divide by how many numbers there are. So, 6. And if you add them up, feel free to grab your calculator. I've got mine here if I need to. Of course, I try and avoid using my calculator when I can, because I like to sort of force my brain to remember arithmetic tricks. Let's see, 5 and 15 is 20, 25 and 35 is 60, 45 and 55 is 100, 20, 60, and 100 would be 180. 180 divided by 6 is 30. It's the same 30 that I got a moment ago, that I got a little faster because I saw, there are tricks to doing this, but 30 nonetheless, and both methods are fairly quick. Okay. So let's move on to B. We just need to, by the way, we just need the 30. Okay. If we were actually writing the exam, there'd be a little sort of space in the booklet. You just put 30. But you do want to show your work if you can, because, say, oops, I do the calculation wrong, I get 40. They're going to say, you got that wrong, but let's check his work, see if he can be awarded part marks. And sometimes part marks can make the difference. Okay? So, now let's move on to B here. If x squared is equal to 2016, what is the value of x plus 2 times x minus 2? So, one thing we could do is grab our calculator and square root 2016, and we can figure out what x is, 44.8998888864, whatever. And then we could add 2 to that and multiply and do the whole thing over again, subtract 2, and that would be fine. Okay? But we could actually use a little bit of algebra to make our lives easier. We don't actually need to know what x is. So watch. X plus 2 times x minus 2. This is a special case of what's called difference of squares. If you expand this out, you'll get x squared plus 2x minus 2x minus 4. And those two parts will cancel out. If you get something plus another thing and then something minus that other thing, you can just jump straight to the difference of x squared and 2 squared. So we got x squared minus 4. Now, I don't need to know what x is, but they told me x squared is 2016. So we subtract 4. We get 2012. Didn't have to use my calculator at all there. Okay? And again, it's a light bulb question. We just need that final answer of 2012. All right, now C part. Here we're going to have to draw pictures, clearly label diagrams, explain what we're doing, all that fun stuff. In the diagram, points P at 7, 5, Q at A, 2A, and R at 12, 30 lie on a straight line. Determine the value of A. Okay, so we know P and R, we know their coordinates, so we understand where they are. And we can first try and find the equation of PR. And then we know Q is on that line, and we know sort of what Q's coordinates look like. So we can figure out the slope. So that's rise over run. And so that's the difference in the y coordinates, 30 minus 5, divided by the difference in the x coordinates entered in the same order. So 30 minus 5 over 12 minus 7. And that'll be 25 over 5. So the slope of the line is 5. Okay, now we can just use one of the points. Use the form y equals mx plus b, very common in high school. And we can say, oh, p is at 7, 5. So I'll plug that in to the equation. So I know 5 is equal to 5 times 7 plus b. 5 times 7, 35 plus b. So b is going to be 5 minus 35, negative 30. If you're worried that you've done something wrong, you can, of course, always plug in the other point that we have, 1230, and say, all right, y times 5, y is equal to 5 times 12 minus 30, and that would be 60 minus 30, and that is 30. So we, did a little double check off the side. You don't have to do that, but it's helpful, especially if you're worried you're going to make mistakes. So PR has equation y equals 5x minus 30. Q, which is A, 2A, is on PR. So what can we do? Well, we can say 2A, the y coordinate, is 5 times A, the x coordinate, minus 30. I'll bring the 30 over to this side, and we'll bring the 2A over to the other side. So 30 is 5A minus 2A is 3A. A is 10. Now, did we want A or did we want the coordinates for Q? We just wanted the value of A. So there it is. Put a little box around it. But unlike the A and B parts that just required the final answer, we do need to show our work. Probably a mark for the slope, probably a mark for the B value, or maybe just the equation, and then a mark for our final answer, or a mark for plugging in, and then a mark for final answer. The C part could be worth 4 marks, could be worth 5 marks. I'm not entirely sure the marking scheme. They don't usually release those, but maybe something like that. I've marked a few of these, so 4 or 5 marks, I would guess. Okay, so that's our very first question on our 2016 Euclid. If you want to, get a copy of the contest. Again, very first link in the description. Try question 2. Try question 3. Read through the paper. If you find question 7 strikes your fancy, jump ahead, watch that video. Do whatever you want to, and I will see you for more math next time. Until then, take care.